Hello, everybody. After a little bit of tech trouble, we finally got it sorted out. I just got to catch up to where we are. It looks like the race has already started. My name is Jamich, and today we've got a race free between Zook and LackAttack. Looks like we're already a couple of stages in. So give me just a second to get my bearings, and then I'll dive right in. All right, so we just got through into the first couple of stages. Looks like it's a pretty tight race so far. Looks like both about at level 7. Game starts out relatively easy here. We're going to start seeing a lot more stacks, a lot more colors as we progress. But right now, these levels are pretty straightforward. Just kind of hoping you get the bombs. There's not a lot of time to lose in the first 10 or 15 relative to how it's going to go as we progress. Looks like they got the same pattern for stage 9. Each stage has 2 patterns that can come up, and they're not always equally difficult. But that's a relatively good pattern. And yeah, we are pretty close here, both entering the first cutscene within a few seconds of each other. Still seeing very similar patterns or get from the two. We haven't really seen a lot of divergence yet. Still just gonna focus at this point on getting those, trying to find those diamonds in these patterns. As we come into stage 12, we see a little bit more different pattern. I saw Lack make the blues into a stack, but then he went for the angle shape, which lets you get lets you clear all 5 of them with one bomb, or all 4 of them. Pattern I like to use in that stage. It doesn't get you a diamond, but it does speed things up quite a bit. Lack working towards a white diamond here, or a diamond with white. Got a good color out of it. Moving very fluidly over there so far on Lack's side. Zook's about a stage behind here at this point. Still making some diamonds. Flowing pretty well over there too. So here we see our first instance of a little tougher enemy. It's the blue guys on Lack's screen. They require 2 bombs of 2 different colors to kill. So the light blue bomb won't even appear until after he's changed color. And we can see the alternate stage on Zook's side with the red-white enemy instead. So we're through that. We're on to a stage that's back to normal enemies here. Few bombs, just a few colors to work with. Just nothing too fancy on this one. I see Zook's going for a long clear of all the pinks in one shot. Stage 16 here can be a little tricky to deal with the shape on those reds, but not too much. Let's see Zook's gonna try to take the blues in 2 stages. It's a really tall stack to get all those reds out of the way. Now Lack is on stage 17. This is an interesting approach. 17 is really interesting because it's 7 colors in a row. And I know when I get to this stage, what I really want to see out of it is I want to see bombs that I can kick to either side and not make holes in the middle. It doesn't look like either runner is going to get that fortunate. Now we got some more of those 2-hit blue enemies. See, Lack made 2 tall stacks there, is hoping for some diamonds, but the bombs are not cooperating, getting everything except what he's looking for. Eventually gets that diamond, lets him get rid of the blue enemies. That's really the one you want to get rid of as quickly as possible. Nice first bomb, red, getting the red eliminated for Lack, except the second bomb was red. So you don't like to see that because I call that a resurrection when you have a dead color and it just gets immediately brought back as you're in the process of killing it. Not quite so much bomb luck for Zook. The reds are hanging around, trying to get a stack, trying to get some diamond setups while waiting for that red. Looks like this should turn pretty quick at this point, except that orange bomb's going to get in the way. Lack is on to stage 20 here. We're going to start to see some a little bit more tricky stuff coming in. Seeing a lot of enemies that have 5 count, which is really obnoxious because if you make 4 and try to get the diamond, you have 1 left over. You want to avoid that. It can sometimes be better just to split them up 2 and 3 as opposed to trying to get a diamond and then leaving 1 behind. Because if you leave colors behind, you're eligible to get bombs and diamonds and other stuff for colors you don't want. Getting rid of colors is very important in this game. So X got like a full stage lead at this point, but there's a lot of time yet in this run. It's kind of exponential the way the difficulty grows. Let's see. Zook's got that red diamond over there. Trying to force another one. Couldn't quite get the stack arranged. Just starting to see larger piles here. We're not really seeing so much of the complex enemy types or the really difficult patterns quite yet, but we're starting to get there. And this is getting towards the time where we might start seeing Wario show up. Zook with the angle to get a quick kill on pink. That'll reduce the color burden quite a bit. Blue's all gone. Light blue is all that's left. This should turn real quick here. Lack's level is one with the 2 bicolor enemies. That blue bomb is a threat. Lack waits patiently, gets a chance to get rid of it. Another blue bomb, keeping blue alive on that one, but continues to progress. Zook going for the tall stack of blues. Okay, so over Lack's side, we got a diamond. Give me just 1 second here. I see that we are still on the tiny layout. Okay, I'm trying to see if we can get the layout changed over. This is my first time doing comms, so it's a little scrambly over here. But still seeing a pretty tight race here. Lack's got a bunch of bombs to deal with. It's going to be hard to get that stack all the way up. It's going to take a little bit of juggling. Still only about 1 level separating the 2 runners, and now we get to see the enemies that take 2 hits to kill, and you actually have to do it with some amount of time because they'll start flashing, but eventually they'll just stop flashing, and then your first hit no longer counts. So getting rid of these guys, or at least getting the number of colors reduced, is imperative. And that blue diamond right there is killer because it's not useful, it's dead. And it's also in the middle of the stack. Lack handled it pretty well. Okay, we got just So progressing, you can see we got a little taller stack now, but this level should actually have some pretty good diamond setups. I don't think I ever actually explained that, but we're looking for 5 in a row. Looking to set up, yeah, 5 enemies in a row. Clearing that gives you a diamond. A diamond lets you clear out an entire color at once. In the NES version of this game, diamonds are immobile, so you can't actually pick them up and move them. So if they spawn in a place you don't want, with a color you don't want, they can actively harm the rest of your run. And now we see Lack has hit the 3rd Wario cutscene after level 29, so 21 more levels to go there. And we're getting pretty close over on Zzook's side. An eye out on what's Lack gonna do with he's got the red set up. Gonna try to get that diamond. Take that little angle, get rid of 4 of the pinks in one shot. That's again just a nice little pattern if you can take advantage of it. Zook's still on 29. 29 is an interesting stage because there's pretty reasonable setups for a diamond with every color that you can get. They aren't all equally good, but it's usually a level you can progress through pretty quickly. Okay, now 31, much shorter stack, but with the double hit enemies and just the way they're arranged, it can be difficult to navigate. It's hard to get a diamond out of this stage, and as you can see, Lack got that extra red hanging on in there, and that's also causing that's going to cause that bomb to keep dropping, which is very risky. Let's see if he takes the opportunity here to clear them. Yeah, by getting rid of them, you don't have to worry about Wario ever actually spawning them, which is definitely a risk, because we're at the point in the run where we have Wario time. We're still in a pretty tight race here. Been pretty consistent. We're seeing some straggling colors still hanging around on Lack's side. Still just working through it though. Just nothing too terrible in terms of the bombs. Now we're seeing some of those levels with a lot more colors hanging around over on Zook's side as well. Trying to get all those greens eliminated, but you still got the greens hanging around, so they're going to cause some difficulty. Once again, let's see if Zzook tries to clean that up. Yeah, makes sense. Lack's blazing through this one as well. We're definitely at the point where you really have to start using that vision and start finding your diamonds, because they really aren't coming to you nearly as much. Most levels have decent diamond setups if you can dig them out, but it does take a lot of work to find them, and it can be dependent on what bombs you get as to how well that goes. There is a lot of RNG at the end of the day in this run. That pink is, or that, not pink, the orange came in a difficult spot. Lack's movement was pretty fast. Got through that pretty well. Alright, this stage can be tricky because there are some diamond setups, but they're on the double hit enemies. Lack dug out the row of oranges down below. Got the blue diamond. That's what you want to see, because we want to get rid of the blues and the reds as quickly as possible. It was a really nice cascade there. Back over on Zzook's side, you got a pink diamond there. Looks like I'm gonna fish out the bomb just to try to get rid of the color before finishing off the level. Still about 2 levels apart, but there's definitely some stuff coming up that could still equalize it. Again, with the double enemy diamond setups over on Zzook's side, at double hits, he's going to take the blue. Got a orange diamond, which isn't worthless, but it's not what he wanted, not what they wanted for sure. Okay, we're seeing Lack head into Wario time. When Wario comes up, it stops being just bombs. Wario can drop enemies as well, including the 2-hit enemies, the diagonal-only enemies, and the 2-color enemies. So you want to minimize time in Wario time. He also lowers the screen ceiling on you, but with speedrunners at this point in the run, for sure, we're not really going to worry too much about that. It's not really a threat. If you make chains, you can reduce both the you can both extend Birdo time and reduce Wario time. So that can be very useful, although, again, you really just want to go fast and not have to worry about it. Okay, looks like we got cut over to the proper layout, so that's good to see. So yeah, we are within one stage. This has been a very good race. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we'll get a good view of the end as we start to approach it. We still got a few minutes left. We're probably only a little over halfway done, because the later levels can be quite a bit longer. So now we can see on Lack's side, we got those red enemies. Those are diagonal only. You can see on the left side of the screen, there's a little hint sheet that tells you what you can do to kill the enemies. And the red enemies are diagonals only. This can be extremely painful when there's only one left, so they're priority. And Lack just blazing right through that one, though. And then level 39 is just a taller stack, which gives us plenty of diamond opportunities if we can make them happen. Alright, so we're seeing Zzook make relatively short work of this stage, with the caveat that now we have to do our final clears with the diamonds only, or the diagonals only, I'm sorry, and it takes a little bit of work to get the setup. It wasn't as long as it could have been. Lack trying to shuffle over that orange so that you can get the full color clear, and this is not the last cutscene. We do have one at 49, but Got 11 levels left to go for Lack, and Zzzoook's only one behind, so we got a few difficult levels coming up too that could really swing this, so it's still anyone's game. Level 40 is like it doesn't have any difficult enemies per se, but everything is, there's a lot of colors and there's only 4 or 5 of everything, so diamond setups can be really tricky, and leaving behind singles is a real issue. It can just be a lot of movement to get through this. It's relatively difficult for me, at least, to avoid Wario on this one. And Zzzoook getting pretty close on Ford. No, Zzook's having a little bit of trouble with Wario over on 39. Trying to get those diamonds, but when Wario's in dropping enemies on you and many more bombs, it can be difficult to get where you need to go. Lack is about to wrap up 40. Oh, Wario dropped that extra pink enemy, and then another extra, so Wario's just kind of trolling, keeping this level alive. And so it gets through 39. So 41's a really tough level because we got all those 2-hit enemies, and it's really difficult to actually get to the ones you need to get to because they're all buried, so it's hard to get a quick kill on this stage. Lack does get rid of red, so they're at least reduced to white. Red can no longer spawn, so if Wario comes up, that's going to be a boon. Gonna see if he can get blue taken care of before Wario, and I think he's going to get there, yeah. So now it's reduced to just a normal level. Still got a few clears to go, but we don't have to worry about the enemies causing trouble. So just continuing through the 40s, got another stage, doesn't really have any tricky enemies, just a lot of colors that are really far apart from each other. For 42 for Lack. We saw 40 already. Zzook's just kind of working through the same stuff Lack just did. At diamond, you can't move that diamond, so that's a little bit of acrobatics to get up there and clear it out appropriately. Max trying to set up some diamonds on 42 here. Green's not a great color to get there because we used green to get the diamond, so it's not that productive because most of the greens were already gone. So on Lack's side there, you saw Wario was about to appear, Birdo had already disappeared, and Lack got a chain, and then Birdo came back because that chain reset the timer, and even in the middle of the animation, you can still get Birdo back. Now, if you do that, if you do a chain when Wario's on the screen, the timer's going to go faster, not slower, and get you back to Birdo faster. So here's another stage with diagonals. What we'd love to see here is a red diamond, but Lack did get a good first bomb and a quick diamond. Now that we've got the number of colors reduced, there's good opportunities for more diamonds. That said, if you get stuck with only reds, if we force an orange diamond and that results in clearing out the remaining oranges, it can be a bad time, but now we're down to just reds, so that should get us out pretty quick. .43 is, again, just a large number of different colors that are all pretty far from each other, so first priority here is to find a diamond setup. Looks like Lack has an orange diamond ready to go. Rearranging, because the orange bomb never came, looking for a blue setup now. And Zzook's still working on 41. 41, again, one of the toughest stages in this run. just because of the 2-hit enemies. Looks like they're through, but now they're a couple stages behind. We still have stage 48, the Great Equalizer, yet to come. So um, there's still definitely some doubt in this outcome. Oh, and then that bomb got out away from Lack, cleared that chain before he wanted it gone. Quick recovery. Okay, 45 has does have diamond setups. You can see there's quite a few of them actually, but we got those double hit enemies. We're really hoping we can get a correct, a useful green or green, blue or red bomb, or blue or red diamond there. So I like making a vertical stack of pink, kind of turn down the diagonal. There was a diagonal setup there that passed on. Right. Zzzoook into 43. Got the red diamond. Looking to get another diamond over here. That's going to make quick work of 43 for Zzzoook. Lack has not managed to clear out any of the 2-hit enemies here, and still has a couple of stragglers. So this Wario time, let's see how it goes. It definitely is a risk for some trouble. Zzzoook digging out another diamond, got 2 of them on the board. Wants to get that red bomb so that the color can be cleared, and probably wants to do the same thing with green. Let's see. Lack still has the threat of Wario here. Not really able to farm a diamond on these enemies when they take 2 hits, while Wario is just raining down enemies and bombs. These 2-hit enemies are probably the worst ones to deal with Wario, because you can be clearing them, especially if you have just a couple of them. You can try to clear them, but you'll have them flashing, and Wario will drop a fresh one on you that's not flashing, and you get into a bad cycle. It can be very difficult. It's often better to let more of them spawn in that case, just to hold down, get more ammo on the screen. Okay, Lack is close to getting rid of red. Now, can it happen before it spawns? Okay, Lack is down to 1 color. And Zzzoook has made it to 45, and Zzzoook got the blue diamond. So that's gonna give Zzzoook a chance to get back in this thing. So Zzzoook is now down to 1 color, has a chance for another diamond here. It is red. This is gonna have a chance to turn this race around. Lack on 46. Zzzoook might get through this without seeing Wario. Zzzoook is never going to see Wario on this stage. We have ourselves a ball game. 46, no weird enemies. Lack is really waiting on that green diamond setup. Kind of gave up on it. Ended up burning the white bombs. Probably trying to set up a diamond. I wonder if that was intentional. Sometimes the controls in this game can feel clunky. They can feel a bit sluggish. I know that's something I experienced. It might not be true for other runners. I kind of wonder what was happening there. All right, let's see here. Zzzoook still working through 46. They got different patterns, I think, because you can see the colors are pretty different on each screen. Looks like Zzzoook wants that diamond on the bottom. Got it, but it's not a particularly useful one, but we'll take it. Sniped. The chain was sitting there and stole the bomb that Zzzoook was going to want for that diamond. And Wario resurrected white. We were just about to have a lead change, but we are super close right now. Kind of see the diamond setup I like on this one is the blue on the left. Doesn't look like Either player's going for that. Zzzooks gonna get a diamond out of the reds. It's a bit of a buried blue. Looks like the focus is to get it. Black also has a blue, but is a little further from having blues to use on it. Kind of wondering how they're both gonna play this. Black wants a pink, but now that we're in Wario time, we have to contend with not only not getting the bombs we want, but getting enemies instead of bombs. Okay, Black finally activated the blue diamond, but still has a blue hanging around. Luke has a diamond set up. If he can get it, couldn't get it. Could still get this one if they want it. I would definitely say at this point, looks like Zzzoook has taken a slight lead. Yeah, this bomb has to be orange for Zzzoook. That should clear this level. Black is still doing some sorting. And 48 is the great equalizer. You can see how many double hit enemies there are in this and how none of them line up with anything. So Zzzoook trying to make a pink diagonal. No, it was the oranges. Probably the more naive way to go through this is to try to see if you can get 4 of the reds or the blues, but then you have to wait for the second bomb as well. Didn't get either a red or a blue diamond. Lack has moved on to 48 as well. Get a red or a blue diamond, that, again, can be a huge swing like in this run. Because now Wario does have the leeway to start dropping reds and blues. Oh, the blue diamond. Unfortunately, that blue bomb is still hanging around, so Wario could respawn more blues, and that's something that's gonna potentially cause trouble, and that extra red bomb could also cause trouble. Okay, so we no longer have red on Zzzoook's side, but we do still have blue, but Wario's gone, so that reduces the threat level severely. Now it's just dead bombs and not enemies that take 2 hits to clear. And Zzzoook is moving on from 48. Black does have a red diamond there, just cleared. 49 is tall, but there's nothing too fancy going on here. Yeah, Zzzoook is going to want to make sure that orange bomb doesn't steal the diamond setup. Things are looking pretty good here. Zzzoook, Lack still working through 48. It's probably the hardest level in this run in the first 50 stages. Get past 50. 50 is like only the mid-game. The credits roll at stage 100, and the game will let you max out the counter till 255, but I'm pretty sure at some point it just loops. 48 is the hardest stage of what we're doing in this run and in this tournament. Black is on a second Wario time. Zzzoook is almost out of 49. Lack is getting close. Probably wants a dark blue first. That'll make one big stack, and that'll get Lack out. But Zzzoook saw the last cutscene and is on to stage 50. Stage 50 is tricky to get those diamond setups on, but you can see that Zzzoook has that diagonal orange ready to go. So just waiting on an orange bomb. Of course, you're just wondering, are you going to get it? Brought it along to the top. Could have dropped it down on the bottom, but brought it along to the top. Alright. Zzzoook is rapidly approaching the end here. Still got to get a little bit more. These blues, there's an extra blue there that's a little tricky to deal with. Oh, that blue there will actually give a diamond setup. That wasn't the pattern I saw. It was better, so good eye by Zzzoook. 3 more clears, depending on how much the game decides to cooperate. Lack is just about done with 49, but it's going to be just a little too late because Zzzoook is done. GG's. All right, let's gonna watch out Lack on stage 50. So this is the better pattern for 50. It's got a relatively easy diamond setup, but then the chain just took it away from Lack. Good backup though. So there's two patterns for 50, and that one has the blues set up in a way where you can quickly make that diagonal, but you always got to be careful because there can be combos lurking where you don't expect, and that can really turn things around on you. The pink bomb just keeps things alive just a little longer. Just three colors of enemies left. We still got those pinks to deal with. And okay, the pinks stay alive. RNG is rude. And here we got to deal with the extra enemies. Things weren't quite lined up, so now we got that blue in the way. And you can see how fast the bombs are starting to fall. 2 colors left. We'll be done. Just a little more kindness from the game, and we'll be done. And there it is. GG's to Lack. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to get people in here for interviews. Okay. Lack doesn't. Yeah, neither of them are gonna accept the interview today. So I think we can just wrap it up here. Again, GG's to our racers. It was a heck of a race. It was really nice last second comeback by Zzzoook. All right, we are going to wrap up. So once again, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. And GG's to our racers, and we should have some more races for you. I know we have 3 of them lined up for Sunday night. I'm not sure if we have any between now and then, but scheduling is ongoing, so keep an eye on it. And yeah, we'll see you next time.